Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be." The 1. Men spend too much time worrying about what women want, chasing trends, faking confidence, or trying too hard. But the truth? The things that drive women crazy with attraction aren't what you think. They're not the flashy moves, the expensive cars, or the smooth pickup lines. It's the small, natural, and sometimes weird things you do without even realizing it. Stoics mastered psychology centuries ago. They understood that true power lies in presence, control, and the way you carry yourself. And modern science backs it up. Women are drawn to subtle, unexpected behaviors that signal strength, competence, and authenticity. Today, we're breaking down 7 weird things men do that women find irresistibly attractive, and number 7 might just surprise you. So watch till the end, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've noticed these reactions in real life. Let's get started. Chapter 1. One hand on the wheel, one hand behind the seat. There's something undeniably attractive about a man who looks effortlessly in control. And nothing showcases that more than how you handle a car. It's not just about transportation, it's about movement, presence, and an unspoken display of confidence that women instinctively pick up on. Picture this: you're in the driver's seat, reversing smoothly. One hand gripping the wheel, the other casually resting behind the passenger seat as you turn to look back. It's such a simple movement, yet it carries weight. It radiates control, assurance, and a quiet masculinity that doesn't beg for attention, it simply exists. And women notice. Why? Because it's not just about driving. It's about how you move in the world. A man who's sure of himself, who doesn't second-guess his actions, who leads with calm certainty, that's deeply attractive. Women aren't looking for recklessness or forced bravado. They're drawn to poise and presence. To a man who moves with purpose. Now, think about the physicality of it. When you reverse with that effortless one-handed maneuver, there's an undeniable smoothness to the way your body moves. The way your shoulder subtly shifts, the slow, deliberate way you turn your head, the casual but firm grip on the wheel, it all speaks volumes. There's a natural rhythm to it, a masculine elegance that doesn't need to be performed. It's just there. And it's not just about the way you drive, it's about the confidence that comes with it. A man who looks like he knows what he's doing, who doesn't hesitate, who makes decisions with clarity and ease, is magnetic. Confidence isn't about being loud or flashy, it's about having a quiet, unshakable certainty in your actions. And that certainty is contagious. There's also something undeniably protective about a man who drives with skill and control. Whether it's making a smooth turn, switching lanes effortlessly, or handling an unexpected situation on the road with calm precision, it sends a subconscious signal. A signal that says, "I've got this." And that's incredibly attractive. Women aren't necessarily aware of it on a conscious level, but deep down, they feel it. Now, let's take this a step further. If you built a connection with the woman in the passenger seat, the dynamic shifts. The way you touch, the way you place your hand, it all plays a role. A confident touch, the hand resting on her leg while driving, can send a powerful message. It's not just about contact. It's about reassurance, presence, and intimacy. It tells her, without words, "I'm here. You're safe with me." But the secret? You're not doing any of this to impress her. That's what makes it work. It's effortless. It's second nature. And that's the difference between someone who tries to be confident and someone who just is. Women can sense authenticity. They know when a man is forcing a certain persona versus when he's simply embodying it. And real confidence? That's something you don't have to put on, it's something that naturally flows from within. Now, let's break down the psychology behind why this seemingly small action, one hand on the wheel, one hand behind the seat, has such an impact. First, it showcases dominance and leadership. Not in a controlling or aggressive way, but in a way that says, I know where I'm going. I'm leading this moment. Whether it's in driving, decision-making, or life in general, women are drawn to men who take initiative, who guide situations with ease, who don't hesitate when it's time to move forward. Second, it conveys physical confidence. The way you position your body matters. A man who moves with fluidity, who has control over his movements, who doesn't appear stiff or uncertain, naturally draws attention. This is why certain athletes and performers exude magnetism, not just because of their skills, but because of the way they carry themselves. Third, it taps into a deeper biological instinct. Throughout history, men have been the protectors, the ones who navigate the external world, the ones who take charge in uncertain situations. A simple driving gesture can trigger that ancient instinct, signaling capability, safety, and dependability. And finally, it's about effortless attraction. The most attractive qualities aren't the ones you try to show, they're the ones that naturally surface when you're in your element. When you're focused on what you're doing, when you're fully present, when you move with purpose rather than trying to impress, that's when you're at your most magnetic. So the next time you're behind the wheel, pay attention to the little things. The way you grip the steering wheel, the way you maneuver, the way you take control of the space around you. It's not about performing confidence, it's about being confident. And the more comfortable you are in your own skin, the more effortlessly attractive you become. Because in the end, it's not about the car. It's not about the road. It's about the man behind the wheel. Chapter 2, Watching You Fix Something. There's something about a man working with his hands that sparks instant attraction. And no, this isn't just a stereotype, it's primal. Think about it. Since the dawn of time, survival depended on men who could build, repair, and problem solve. The strongest, smartest, and most capable men weren't just the ones who could fight or hunt, they were the ones who could construct shelter, create tools, and fix what was broken. That instinct? It hasn't faded. Women might not be consciously thinking, wow, he's fixing a chair, that means he'd be a great provider in prehistoric times. But their subconscious mind picks up on those cues immediately. When a woman sees you fixing a broken cabinet, repairing a leaky faucet, or handling tools like you know what you're doing, it activates something deep within her psychology. It signals capability, competence, and a sense of stability. It tells her that, in a world full of uncertainty, you are a man who can handle real-life problems without hesitation. And let's be honest, there's nothing more attractive than a man who knows what he's doing. Now, here's the thing, it's not just about the act of fixing something. It's about what that action represents. A man who can take charge of a situation, analyze a problem, and find a solution without whining, without calling 10 other people for help, without freezing up, is a man who radiates confidence. And confidence is king. But let's go even deeper. Women are biologically wired to seek stability. That doesn't mean they're all looking for a guy who can rebuild a car engine or construct a house from scratch. What they're looking for is the essence of a problem solver. A man who doesn't panic under pressure. A man who can keep a cool head when things go wrong. A man who doesn't sit around complaining about a broken doorknob, he just fixes it. And don't think this applies only to major repairs. Even something as small as assembling furniture, fixing a wobbly table, or changing a light bulb can have an impact. Why? Because it shows competence. It shows independence. It shows that you don't just rely on others to handle the basics of life for you. And let's talk about how you do it. There's a difference between a guy fumbling around with tools, looking confused and frustrated, versus a guy who approaches a task with calm focus. The second guy? That's the one who commands attention. It's all about the way you move. The way you confidently grab a wrench, tighten a bolt, and step back to assess your work. The way you roll up your sleeves, wipe your hands on a cloth, and give a small nod of satisfaction once the job is done. These small, natural gestures say so much without a single word. They scream competence. And competence is attractive. Now, here's something even more interesting. Women notice the attitude you bring to the task. A guy who sighs, complains, or gets frustrated when fixing something loses points instantly. But a guy who takes on the challenge, even enjoys it. That's a different story. There's something undeniably attractive about a man who finds joy in creating and repairing. And this confidence extends beyond just physical repairs. Women are drawn to men who know how to fix things in general, whether that's a stressful situation, a logistical problem, or even an emotional hurdle. If you're the kind of guy who doesn't shy away from challenges, who stays calm and collected even when things go wrong, you instantly stand out from the crowd. Even the little things make a difference. Walking into a hardware store and knowing exactly what you need, rather than aimlessly wandering around like a lost child? That's an attractive quality. Why? Because it signals certainty. It shows that you take action, that you don't second-guess yourself, that you move through life with confidence. And that kind of attitude is far more attractive than a six-pack or designer clothes. At the end of the day, it's not about whether you're a professional handyman. It's about the way you carry yourself. The way you take initiative. The way you look at a problem and decide, I've got this. Because in the end, it's not the task, it's the attitude. An attitude? That's everything. Chapter 3. Rolling up your sleeves. You wouldn't think forearms would be a major attraction trigger, but they are. The simple act of rolling up your sleeves does more than just keep you cool. It subtly displays strength, capability, and a laid-back confidence that women find irresistible. Think about it. It's not just about showing skin. It's about what that small action represents. Rolling up your sleeves isn't flashy, it isn't forced, it's effortless. And yet, it immediately changes how you're perceived. There's a reason why so many male leads in movies do it right before stepping into action. It's a subtle but powerful cue of masculinity, dominance, and readiness. But why does this work so well? It's the mix of effortlessly and masculinity. Veins subtly showing, a hint of muscle, the relaxed yet controlled movement. It's a non-verbal cue of dominance without being over the top. Women aren't just attracted to looks, they're attracted to signals. Signals of strength, competence, and quiet confidence. And rolling up your sleeve sends all three at once. This seemingly minor action carries a psychological weight. When do men usually roll up their sleeves? When they're about to get to work. When they're stepping into action. Whether it's fixing something, handling a tough situation, or just preparing for whatever comes next, rolling up your sleeves is a subconscious signal that you're ready to take charge. And that energy? Magnetic. It's primal. Women aren't drawn to laziness or hesitation. They're drawn to decisiveness, to competence, to a man who looks like he's got things under control. And without saying a word, rolling up your sleeves tells her that you're a man who handles business. It's the same reason why uniforms, military, firefighters, mechanics tend to have that same appeal. It's not just the job itself, it's the image of a man who is prepared, focused, and physically capable. And don't overlook the power of contrast. When you're wearing a well-fitted shirt, rolling up your sleeves creates an instant shift in tone. It takes you from formal to relaxed, polished to rugged. That contrast is intriguing. It draws attention. It suggests adaptability. You can be composed and refined, but you can also get your hands dirty when necessary. Now, let's get practical. If you want to maximize this effect, pay attention to the fit of your clothes. Sleeves that are too tight won't roll up smoothly, and ones that are too loose won't create the same structured, effortless look. You want a natural but fitted roll that stays in place. And remember, timing matters. Rolling up your sleeves in the right moment, when the conversation is getting good, when you're about to handle something, or even casually while talking, amplifies the effect. It makes it look like an unconscious movement rather than something intentional. And that's key. The more natural it seems, the more powerful it becomes. Attraction is often about the smallest details, the micro-expressions, the body language, the seemingly unimportant things that, when done right, send the strongest signals. Rolling up your sleeves? It's one of those. Chapter 4. Being great with kids or a dog dad. You might not think that playing with a child or taking care of a dog makes you more attractive to women, but you'd be dead wrong. In fact, it's one of the most powerful, primal signals of masculinity, and most men don't even realize it. When a woman sees a man who's great with kids, something clicks on a deep, biological level. It's not just about cuteness, it's about capability. It signals that you have patience, emotional intelligence, and a natural ability to protect and provide. And those instincts? Women are wired to find them attractive. Think about it. A man who effortlessly entertains a child, who can calm them down when they're fussy, who knows how to make them laugh, that's a man who understands emotions, reads social cues, and has a level of patience that few men do. He's not easily flustered. He knows how to handle pressure. He's not afraid of responsibility. And that's the kind of man women gravitate toward. This doesn't mean you have to be a father or even want kids in the future. It's about what your behavior says about you. Women aren't necessarily thinking, oh, he'd make a great dad. It's more subconscious than that. They see a man who's kind, protective, and emotionally present. A man who's strong but also capable of softness when the moment calls for it. And if kids aren't around? Dogs trigger the same response, sometimes even stronger. A man who takes care of a dog, who trains it well, who actually puts in the time and effort to raise an animal responsibly, is instantly more attractive. Why? Because a dog is a direct reflection of his character. A well-trained, happy dog means the man is patient, disciplined, and capable of leadership. It shows he can handle responsibility, that he's not just out for himself, that he understands the importance of care and consistency. A neglected or unruly dog. That signals recklessness and lack of responsibility, and women pick up on that instantly. But here's where things get even more interesting. Dogs are walking wingmen. If you've ever taken a dog for a walk in a park or a city, you already know what happens. Women naturally gravitate toward dogs. They'll stop to pet them, ask their name, comment on how cute they are. Boom, instant conversation starter. And this isn't just coincidence. Studies show that men with dogs are perceived as more trustworthy, more approachable, and more attractive. There's something about seeing a man who's naturally affectionate and in control of an animal that makes women lower their guard and feel comfortable engaging. Think about it this way, a dog forces you to develop habits that women find attractive. You wake up early to walk them. You create routines. You exercise more. You become more social. You gain a protector's mindset, always looking out for your dog's safety and well-being. All of these qualities translate directly into what women subconsciously look for in a man. And let's not forget the deeper psychological effect here. Women know that a man who takes care of a dog isn't just responsible, he's also capable of love and devotion. He's built to bond, he's willing to commit, and he understands the emotional give and take of a relationship, even if it's just with a dog. That's a rare and valuable trait. Now, does this mean you should go out and get a dog just to attract women? Absolutely not. If you're not ready for that responsibility, it will backfire. But if you already have a dog or you're naturally good with kids, understand the hidden power you have. Women aren't just watching, they're analyzing. They're picking up on the small, subconscious signals that tell them whether a man is reliable, strong, and emotionally intelligent. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you can show your nurturing side, whether it's playing with a kid at a family gathering or walking your dog through the park, don't underestimate the effect it has. Because while most men are trying too hard to impress, you'll be displaying something far more powerful, natural, effortless attraction. Chapter 5. Hands, veins, roughness, grooming. Women notice hands way more than most men realize. They pay attention to the little details that many men overlook, and your hands? They reveal more about you than you think. Your hands tell a silent story, an unspoken message about who you are, what you do, and how you carry yourself in the world. A woman can tell a lot just from looking at a man's hands, even before he says a word. Think about it. When a woman glances at a man's hands, she's subconsciously reading a story. Are they strong? Are they capable? Do they show signs of hard work? Veins subtly showing, a bit of roughness from labor or working out, and even the calluses from lifting weights, all of these signal something primal. They suggest a man who isn't afraid to use his hands, who builds, fixes, and takes action. And that's deeply attractive. It taps into an ancient, biological instinct. A man's hands should be a reflection of his masculinity, his competence, and his ability to get things done. This isn't about having perfectly manicured hands or silky soft skin. It's about a balance, strength and control, ruggedness and care. Hands that look like they've done real work, but aren't filthy or neglected. Why does this matter so much? Because, whether they admit it or not, women are drawn to capable men. A man's hands are a direct, visible indicator of whether he's passive or active, whether he creates or just consumes. They reveal if he's a protector, a builder, a provider. It's not about wealth or status, it's about raw competence. And competence, to a woman, is sexy. A woman doesn't just look at hands, she feels them, even from a distance. They tell her whether a man has the ability to protect her, to handle the physical world with confidence, and to handle her with the right mix of gentleness and strength. But here's where a lot of men get it wrong. While rugged hands signal strength, poor grooming is an instant turn-off. Dirty nails, overly long fingernails, or cracked, unkempt skin. That's not masculine, that's just careless. No woman wants to imagine those hands on her if they look like they haven't seen water in days. A man who doesn't take care of his hand sends a silent message that he lacks attention to detail, that he doesn't care about the little things, and that he might be neglectful in other areas of life too. The ideal? Capable, strong hands that are also well kept. Calloused but clean. Veiny but groomed. Hands that look like they've built something, but also show a level of care. That contrast, rough yet refined, is what women find so attractive. It's a simple detail, but one that leaves a lasting impression. Women notice the details, and those details add up. A man who trims his nails, keeps them clean, and maintains his skin without being overly soft immediately stands out. He shows that he's disciplined, that he's thoughtful, and that he takes care of himself in a way that's effortless yet effective. Ever notice how women absent-mindedly touch a man's hands? It's not random. It's a subconscious way of feeling out his strength and competence. A well-placed touch on the forearm, a glance at his fingers as he grips something, it's all part of how attraction works on a deep, biological level. Women don't just want a man who looks strong, they want to feel his strength, even in the smallest moments. A firm handshake, a confident grip, the way a man holds a glass or a tool, all of these things communicate something deeper than words ever could. And it doesn't stop there. Women associate hands with touch, protection, and skill. Strong, capable hands suggest a man who can handle life, handle challenges, and handle her. It's why men who work with their hands, carpenters, mechanics, artists, even musicians, often have an effortlessly attractive edge. Their hands are proof of their ability to create and control. It's why women are drawn to men who are physically engaged with the world around them. A man who works with his hands has a presence, a sense of grounding, a confidence that comes from knowing he can rely on himself. Even something as simple as rolling up your sleeves can make a difference. Why? Because it reveals the forearms, the veins, the strength that's normally hidden. And women take notice. A man who casually exposes that part of himself signals confidence without trying too hard. It's subtle, but incredibly effective. That small detail, a rolled-up sleeve, a forearm flexing naturally while doing something simple, draws attention in a way that's primal and irresistible. It's a subconscious cue of capability and masculinity, something that a woman's instincts pick up on immediately. Hands are not just tools, they are symbols. They represent a man's ability to shape his environment, to take control, to provide security. A man who has strong hands but keeps them in his pockets, never using them for anything productive, loses that natural appeal. Women don't just admire the look of strong hands, they admire what those hands do. A man who knows how to fix things, open a jar effortlessly, build something, or even just carry himself with the quiet confidence of someone capable is naturally magnetic. Bottom line? Your hands are one of the first things women notice, whether you realize it or not. If you want to instantly boost your attractiveness, don't ignore them. Keep them strong, keep them clean, and let them tell the right story. Because in the end, it's not just about how your hands look, it's about what they say about you. They reveal your habits, your lifestyle, your discipline, and your approach to life itself. A woman might not consciously analyze your hands, but she will feel their message. And that message should be one of strength, confidence, and care. So take care of them. Work with them. Keep them clean but not soft. Let them tell a story of a man who is capable, who is in control, and who understands the power of the small things. Because in the end, it's not just about hands, it's about everything they represent. Chapter 6: Financial Responsibility. A lot of men assume that flashing wealth makes them more attractive. They think that showing off an expensive car, designer clothes, or luxury vacations will make women fall for them instantly. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, wealth can catch a woman's attention, but it's fleeting. What actually keeps her interested, what makes a man truly attractive in the long run, is financial discipline, intelligence, and stability. A man's ability to manage money wisely speaks volumes about his character, self-control, and long-term vision. Think about it, a flashy lifestyle with no foundation is just an illusion. A man who spends recklessly, constantly upgrading to the latest luxury items, and living beyond his means might seem exciting at first. The thrill of excess, the appearance of success, it might turn heads for a while. But over time, it becomes obvious that he lacks self-control, foresight, and responsibility. And those are the traits that truly separate men who are temporary thrills from men who are built to last. Women don't admire reckless spending. They admire a man who knows how to manage his resources, invest wisely, and create stability for the future. This isn't about being rich, it's about knowing how to handle what you have. Financial responsibility signals a deeper level of intelligence and long-term thinking, which are far more attractive than any sports car or luxury watch. It's easy to buy an expensive bottle of champagne at a club. It's easy to lease a luxury car to impress people for a weekend. But what's difficult, and what's truly attractive, is the ability to delay gratification, to make smart decisions, and to build something real. Women notice the difference. They may enjoy a night of luxury, but they ultimately want a man who understands the bigger picture. A man who knows how to create actual security rather than just the illusion of it. The idea that women only want men who spend big is a myth pushed by those who misunderstand attraction. Sure, money matters, but not in the way most men think. A high-paying job, a fancy lifestyle, and expensive gifts won't make up for a lack of character. What truly draws women in is a man who is in control of his life, who knows how to build rather than just consume. A Porsche might get you a date, but a solid financial future makes you a partner worth committing to. A man who understands money signals intelligence, self-discipline, and ambition, traits that women find irresistibly attractive. They want a man who isn't just living for the moment, but someone who can provide security, make smart decisions, and build a future. But don't confuse financial responsibility with being cheap. This isn't about penny-pinching or refusing to enjoy life. It's about being intentional with your money. A man who chooses value over vanity instantly stands out. He's the guy who can take care of himself, who isn't swayed by superficial trends, and who understands the power of financial independence. That kind of confidence is magnetic. Look at the Stoics. They didn't chase luxury or show off their wealth. They lived simply, focusing on self-sufficiency, wisdom, and control. They understood that true wealth isn't about how much you spend, it's about how much freedom and stability you have. And that's exactly what women subconsciously look for in a man. A financially responsible man is also an emotionally stable man. Think about it, when a man has control over his finances, he's less likely to be stressed, desperate, or impulsive. He doesn't have to chase money to maintain a certain image, nor does he need validation through material possessions. That level of self-assuredness makes him infinitely more attractive than the guy who's drowning in debt just to look successful. Financial security isn't just about numbers in a bank account, it's about the mindset behind it. A man who makes smart financial decisions, who knows how to save, invest, and budget, demonstrates patience, discipline, and intelligence. These are the same qualities that apply to every other area of life: relationships, health, career, and personal growth. And let's be honest, financial responsibility also makes life more enjoyable. A man who has control over his money has the freedom to do what he truly wants. He doesn't have to stay stuck in a job he hates just to pay off credit card debt. He doesn't have to say no to experiences because he's living paycheck to paycheck. Instead, he can travel when he wants, support the people he cares about, and make decisions based on desire rather than desperation. That's real power. A woman doesn't want a man who's cheap, but she does want a man who knows how to balance spending and saving. She wants someone who can enjoy life but doesn't throw money away on fleeting pleasures. A man who values quality over quantity, who invests in things that matter, whether it's his future, his health, or his personal growth, stands out. So, if you want to be attractive, stop trying to impress with flashy purchases. Instead, focus on building something real. Invest in yourself, grow your skills, and take control of your financial future. Because in the end, a man who is truly in charge of his life will always be more desirable than a man who just plays rich. Women don't just want a man who can spend money. They want a man who knows how to make it, keep it, and grow it. Chapter 7. Your natural scent. Forget expensive colognes, designer fragrances, and overpriced body sprays. women are wired to respond to your natural scent. It's not just a myth, it's biological reality. And the craziest part? Most men completely overlook it. You've probably heard of pheromones before, those invisible chemical signals that trigger subconscious attraction. Well, they're very real, and studies show that a man's natural scent can influence a woman's perception of his masculinity, health, and even genetic compatibility. It's deep-rooted, primal psychology at play. Think about it. Before artificial fragrances existed, before men had access to expensive colognes or scented body washes, human attraction was largely dictated by scent. Evolution designed us to be drawn to partners based on subtle, subconscious cues. That's why even today, a man's natural musk can be one of the most powerful and underrated triggers of attraction. But here's where most guys go wrong. They either overwhelm themselves with artificial scents or completely neglect hygiene and think natural means not showering for days. Both extremes are disastrous. If you want to harness the power of your natural scent, you need to strike the perfect balance, clean, fresh, but still undeniably masculine. Good hygiene is the foundation. Shower regularly, wear clean clothes, and maintain proper grooming. There's nothing sexy about body odor that comes from laziness or lack of self-care. But here's the trick: don't completely mask your natural scent with overpowering artificial fragrances. A little sweat, just the right amount, mixed with clean skin creates an irresistible, intoxicating combination. This is why women often find men most attractive after a workout, not when they're drenched in sweat, but when there's just enough to bring out their raw, masculine scent. The post-gym look, the subtle hint of effort and exertion, the way your natural scent intensifies in just the right way, it's a signal of vitality, strength, and raw physicality. It's pure chemistry, and it's something no synthetic cologne can replicate. Even clothing plays a role. The scent of freshly laundered clothes mixed with your natural musk leaves a lasting impression. Ever had a woman steal your hoodie or wear your t-shirt just because it smells like you? That's not just cute behavior, it's an instinctive response to scent-based attraction. The smell of you lingers on fabric, subtly reminding her of your presence even when you're not around. This is also why certain fragrances work best when they complement your natural scent rather than overpower it. If you do wear cologne, choose one that enhances your body's chemistry instead of masking it. Light, musky, or woody scents work best because they blend with your natural oils, creating a signature scent that is uniquely yours. At the end of the day, scent is more than just a physical attraction trigger. It's presence. It's that lingering effect you leave behind after a hug, after a conversation, or even just by walking past someone. It's a deeply personal, subconscious connection, one that doesn't rely on words, looks, or money. So, the key? Stay clean, stay fresh, but don't try too hard to mask yourself. Let your natural chemistry work for you, because sometimes the smallest, most effortless details are the ones that make the biggest impact. Attraction isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, being confident, and owning who you are. So next time you're worried about impressing a woman, remember, it's the small, effortless things that leave the biggest impact. If you made it this far, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and keep leveling up.